branded as traitors and exiled from every city along the Crystalline Sea, brothers Kildare and Zidane struggle to find their place in the world. Burning with the fires of vengeance, they lead lives as instruments of blood and steel, beholden to no one. By a cruel twist of fate, the two encounter a mysterious tribeswoman who will change their destiny and the fate of the entire world. The Raven and the Crow, Dark Storm Rising, by Michael K. Falciani, and narrated by Joshua Saxon. Available from Three Ravens Publishing on Amazon. Atlanta cabbie by day, amateur auto duelist by night, Ricky Turner is living the dream. That is, until he wakes up in a Gold Cross facility to discover his last match was more than a failure. It was a fatality. Indebted for the cost of the clone body and reboot, Ricky heads back to the arena to do the one thing he knows how to do: drive offensively. But at the rate amateur matches pay out, it'll take several lifetimes to pay his debt. Luckily, the AADA has announced a new nationwide road rally designed to challenge even the hardiest of auto-dueling teams. Dead Man's Run. Can Ricky and his clandestine crew traverse the wasteland from Atlanta to Sturgis, survive against packs of cannibals, roving biker gangs, and amateur auto-duelists out to make a name for themselves? Welcome to the world of the Car Warriors Auto Duel Chronicles. Tales from the freeways of the future, where the right-of-way goes to the biggest guns and death sports rule the airwaves. From clandestine highway battles to primetime arena combat, jump behind the wheel, follow the fast-paced action, and never forget to drive offensively.
And we are live. All right. So, for anybody that doesn't know, this weekend is DragonCon, which is an insane, massive amount of people all in one place. I think last year they had about 22,000 people. And they're kind of planning around like 25,000 or something like that. It was intense last year. My first time ever, even though, there was still mask mandates, there was a shitload of people. Lots of panels, lots of things to do. Still a lot of people to go see and get autographs signed. The vendor hall is 4 stories tall. I will try my best to remember to do video here and there as I go along this year. It was weird because I got to toss ideas at Sue and them for panels, and they're giving me panels. Okay, cool. That works. I'm not going to argue that too much. So Thursday night, as soon as I get there, tomorrow night, which I'm leaving out sometime tomorrow morning, and I'll get there and hook up with Steve and all of them. And I know Waylon and Melissa and Casey, and like there's a slew of people already inbound or there already. Anybody looking for me, I will be at the Westin. I'll be staying there, and I'll be at the Westin Bar at some point in time, hanging out with the other authors. Thursday night, there is the Page to Stage contest, and myself, Marisa Wolf, and Terry Maggart are the MCs for that. He's dressing up as the Mad Hatter. Marisa is the Dormouse, and I get to be the March Hare. I got my funny ears right there. So we're going to be doing that. going there. The whole premise of the contest and the show is to let the cosplay community jump into literature and pull some of their favorites. And um, I saw things from like classic literature, including like what was it, A Midsummer Night's Dream, all the way up to some of the newer stuff. There was, I think, it was one from one of David Weber's books that somebody was going to be cosplaying. Um, I want to say there was over 40 entries in the contest. So this would be my first year attending it. This is actually my only second year at DragonCon. We'll see how this goes, and it's going to be interesting. I know that much. I'm going to learn something, and we're going to have fun. The skits that we had set up by Mara, which was awesome. That was cool. She did a good job of writing those out, setting it all up. I don't know how long we're actually going to be there. It could be a while. Just have to wait and see. Going to a con like this, anybody that hasn't gone to anything this big, it's a way different than smaller ones like Chattacon, Fantasy, Mid South Con, things like that. For one, there's a lot more people. Time seems to just disappear out of nowhere. You lose track of time so freaking quick. But you know, you're hanging out with your buddies and all, and there's a lot going on. If you don't have a panel that you're on, there's a lot of other stuff to go see and do. Not to mention, you know, you got gaming over was the other half of America's Mart. They've got just floors and floors of gaming. So between video gaming, arcade gaming, the board games, I'll be over there hanging out a little bit with Steve Jackson's crew, playing Car Wars and some other stuff. What was it? Friday, I've got a couple of post APOC panels to do over in Weston. I've got author stuff. What was it? One for baby authors is going to be on Friday over at the Hyatt. We're doing the Fantasy Gather over at the Hyatt. Got a panel on AI. I think it was Friday. I got panels Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday, and then Sunday I'm supposed to be interviewing somebody at another panel, and I'll just leave that as a surprise right now. If you like Munchkin, then you might want to come to that panel over in the Hyatt. I'm pretty sure it's going to be at the Hyatt. Plan your trip. I mean, like I said, this ain't going to be like any other regular little con. Plan what you want to go to. The convention is spread out among 5 hotels, and then the America's Mart vendor hall and the gaming section. So depending on what you want to go do and see, if you don't have an author attending pro badge or a guest badge, you're going to be standing in a lot of lines. Since we got to get to panels and stuff like that, we get a little bypass. We can move on ahead of the line and get through things sometimes. Same thing if you're helping out with tables and all. You know, you can get into the America's Mart to go help set up a table if you're working one. So it get you past things at least a little bit. Make sure to drink your water, take snacks. Don't forget to eat. And by God, the rule. Alan Hyatt, good buddy of mine, long while ago, years ago, told me about the 3 rules of DragonCon, because he used to go all the time. And I guess he used to volunteer on staff all the time. And it was a 3-2-1 rule. So you get at minimum 3 hours of sleep, at minimum 2 meals a day, and at minimum, absolute minimum, 1 shower a day. There's people that they'll go the entire weekend, and it gets funky sometimes. So the more people adhere to that unwritten rule set, then the better. Makes everybody else's weekend that much more enjoyable. Plan on, unless you're cosplaying and you absolutely have to have something specific for your shoes, wear something comfortable. Wear something that makes sense, because you're going to be doing a lot of walking unless everything you want to do is in one hotel. And then that might be a little bit different. But, if you're going from hotel to hotel to hotel, then that's something. Let's see if it'll let me pull it up here. Um, Hyatt Regency. And as soon as I can get this thing to pull up, I'm going to show y'all, whoever hasn't been. Hey, look at that. Share. Oh, wait, actually, do I still have that screenshot? Yes, I do. Okay, so I did the screenshot before. Let me change this. Stop share, present, share screen. Where is it? That one? No, that one. Okay, so look at that. Ain't that pretty? Um, okay, so I'll be staying at the Westin, which is up here, up on the hill. You got the Sheraton way over here, then the Hilton, the Marriott, and the Hyatt. The Hyatt is where most of the literary tracks are going to be held. Then you have gaming over here on this side, and then the vendor hall, 4 stories of vendor hall here. Um, it's yeah, you got blocks and blocks and blocks depending on what panels you're going to. So make sure that you got good shoes if you're going to walk this. And this is down here is the low end. This is uphill. This is uphill. This is uphill. Not so bad coming up this side of the Weston. For anybody that doesn't know, the Weston is the author bar. That's the, I guess, the unofficial, and it has been for years. So if you want to find authors, that's where they're going to be hanging out. Um, and you know, that's one of those things I keep telling people at other conventions. Go network. Go talk to people. If you're a baby author, you're trying to learn the way of things and how to do something, then come out there, hang out, talk to us. You know, let's have a drink and just shoot the shit, and you will learn so much sitting at BarCon versus anything else you do at that convention. If that's your goal, is to be there to learn. Um, I know Jody Nye does her writer's course. I'm not sure if it culminates at Dragon or if it's something ongoing and they finally get to meet together at DragonCon. Um, there are panels for those wanting to learn how to write and how to go about the business, but most of what I've seen from last year, you know, last year was my first year. It was more fan based. You know, it's fandom. Um, you could go in, you could listen to Jim Butcher talk, or you could go listen to Jonathan Mayberry or Kevin J. Anderson, or you know, one of those. Um, there were a couple of baby author panels, you know, things to help them learn and grow and figure out what they're doing. So I don't. I personally don't know that Dragon is the place for a baby author to be trying to learn, but if that's what you got, go with it because it ain't cheap. There ain't nothing cheap about this convention. The passes, the hotel, food, parking. Parking's $20 a freaking day. Um, so you know that's something to take into account. You know, I keep telling people about LibertyCon. If you can get into things like LibertyCon, Fantasy, Chattacon, Imaginarium, they're really good lower end cost wise conventions for baby authors trying to learn and grow. It's nowhere near. I mean, what I paid $1,200 for a hotel room last year. So you got to go in it with a couple of buddies if you want to make it worthwhile. Unless you got a guest slot, and then by all means let them pay for the hotel room for you. That's one of the bonuses to working it, hustling, and getting a guest slot. You know, so um, you know if you're there, come hunt me down. Let's have a drink. Let's talk. We'll shoot the shit for a bit. And you know, remember, if anybody's harassing you or anything like that at the convention, find somebody with the staff badge. Find some of the security. There's cops all over the place, especially down around America's Mart, directing traffic and all that. You know, anybody's harassing you or anything, make sure somebody knows. That way, it can be taken care of. Things can be settled. You know, your safety comes first. Don't worry about inconveniencing somebody else. Screw that. Worst case, come find me. I'll whoop somebody's ass. Otherwise, I guess just be safe, have fun. I've already been on here rambling for 15 minutes, so if y'all gonna be there, I'll see you. Otherwise, I'll be throwing videos and pictures and all that crap out here and there over the weekend. I'll have a after action report next week, and y'all take it easy. Wait, I didn't even pay any attention. Did anybody leave any comments? I don't see any. Oh yeah, we do. Crap.
Michael K. Falciani, and narrated by Joshua Saxon. Available from
Well,
Three Ravens Pub.
I see a couple of comments. Yeah, okay. But anyways, catch y'all later. Have a good. And where's the button? Boom.